The Sixers season is sneaking up on us. We have training camp starting October 1st. Are you kidding me? What is going on, everyone? I am so juiced up thinking about the 76ers, thinking about being at the Wells Fargo Center on a Friday night, watching the introductions, the flames going, Joel Embiid, the process being introduced to the fans. Ho, 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 ho. I can't wait for my Sixers basketball. By the way, you can go to these games and any other game that you want to go to with $20 off of your total purchase thanks to the promo code BROADS that will save you $20 off. Joel Embiid, he's been in the news a little bit. Now, it's been a quiet offseason for him. He's this loud guy. He's obnoxious. He has this big personality. He hasn't really been so obnoxious this offseason. And I think that's a good thing. That's because he's focusing on getting in shape. He was heartbroken after that loss to the Toronto Raptors. And you could see it in his face, in his tears. He was so determined this offseason that Joel Embiid is down 25 pounds. Now, you could tell last year he was out of shape. There was that big Chick-fil-A thing that occurred, that big story, because Landry Shamet was getting interviewed when he was with the Clippers, and they were talking about Joel Embiid, and when he would go on the plane rides as a rookie to bring back all these sandwiches, right? There was that big conversation about how he's out of shape, he's never in shape. I think that changes this year. You also need to factor in that because Al Horford is now here, there's so much less stress with how many minutes he needs to play, how long he needs to be in the game throughout the season. We can get by with Joel Embiid not playing as many minutes as he did last year because we actually have a serviceable 5 that can play. And why that's so important is because we're at the point now as Sixers fans where, yes, we are invested in the regular season, but we now have a team where it's, what are we going to do in the playoffs? You lose to Charlotte on a Wednesday night. How devastated are you really when you take a look at the team and knowing what they can really do, right? We have a team where we are so focused on what are we going to do in the postseason? How are the playoffs going to turn out? So when I look at Joel Embiid being down 25 pounds, when I look at him being in shape, it's all about how will he perform down the stretch in a playoff series. Not on the Tuesday night against the Nets. This is huge. This is crucial. And it all goes back to that devastating loss. I was crushed. I dropped to my knees. No! I had my hands covering my face. But after a couple nights, I realized that it was a blessing in disguise. Because Joel Embiid, he's new to the game of basketball. He hasn't experienced a break like that in terms of his heart. He saw in that moment what he needs to do to get this team to the next level, and that's get his ass into shape. Now, he was asked to do a lot that series. I get it. We didn't have the bench for it. But this year is different. And that ties into a discussion that JJ Redick had on Zach Lowe's podcast about the 76ers, saying he wanted to be here, but it didn't work out. But him and Joel spoke about things, and spoke about Game 4 specifically, where they lost the game, and it tied the series up 2-2 instead of being 3-1. And Joel Embiid, they couldn't stop thinking about how they knew that they had a team that could really win a championship. And they felt like they let it slip in Game 4, which so did the fans, let's be real. We knew how big that momentum shift really is and really was. But JJ and Joel Embiid, they discussed it. They talked about it. And I'm telling you, all that ties back into Joel Embiid's offseason this summer, and I can't wait to see him explode on the court. There were some other interesting things that J.J. Redick said to Zach Lowe, though. One of them was about team dinners. And he would say, they didn't go to team dinners enough on the road. And it had to be natural. You couldn't force people to do things. It had to be natural. More of it was like a team bonding mentality for J.J. Redick. And they didn't really have that. Now, is that the difference in winning a championship or not? No, but I just thought it was interesting that you have this team that's always on the road, this NBA squad, and there's really only, 12, 13, 14 people, right? It's not like it's 53 guys like you're going to an Eagles game. You're going on a road trip with the Eagles, 12, 13, 14 guys. 15 guys. It's crazy to think that it didn't have team dinners and go out together to eat. And I wonder if that has anything to do with the age. Ben Simmons is younger, Joel Embiid is younger. I feel like maybe the old veterans, the 33-year-olds, they go out to a nice meal, eat, talk about the game the next night. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. I just thought that was interesting to hear. But, speaking of interesting, there are some players, and a good handful of players, that are now at Camden, at the facility, early, before training camp even begins. Training camp begins October 1st. Coverage September 30th. But here are your early arrivals. Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, Mike Scott, Matisse Thybulle, James Ennis, Shayok, Neto, Pell, and Bolden. You got guys showing up early, ready to get to work, ready to compete. I love it. We all talk about Ben and Joel, right? Ben's addition in terms of his jump shot, Joel being in shape. We talk about how big of a difference Al Horford is. I am so intrigued by Tobias Harris. I really am. And speaking of Tobias Harris, I ended up ordering a Tobias Harris jersey. Now, I will never lie to people. I am a China jersey guy. Why would I not go to China for $12 to $13 instead of spending over $100 for a real one? Although this one actually is because I got it as a gift. But I ordered the 70s jersey, the Ben Simmons one, and I ordered a red Tobias Harris jersey, forgetting that he changed his number to 12, so I'm getting the 33 red one, and I forgot he changed his number. Then, 3 minutes before I record this video, I see on NBC Sports Philadelphia, they're changing the red jersey. I couldn't get any luck with this one, but it's okay. It's still going to be nice, it's still going to be fresh, and we're still going to rock it during the season. Now, back to my point. Tobias Harris, I can't wait. I can't wait to see this guy play. He's going to be a difference maker. He's going to be a stud playing the 3 position. Now, defensively, he might have a bigger problem because he's going to be going up against some elite small forwards in this league. But because of how long we are and because of our defense, we will be able to maneuver around that. I'm pumped. I'm pumped to see Tobias Harris in his new form as the guy because let's be real, Jimmy Butler took away from Tobias Harris last year, and that's no knock on Jimmy Butler. I'm a huge Jimmy Butler fan. I think he has a fantastic game, but in terms of getting Tobias Harris there and trying to incorporate him with everyone else, Jimmy Butler took away from what Tobias Harris can really do for this basketball team, so I'm so pumped for him. And by the way, if you followed some of that FIBA stuff, Furkan Korkmaz was making a little bit of noise. Oh, here we go. I can't believe I'm the one that brought up Furkan Korkmaz. No! He's going to have a tough time, all right? It's just reality. He's going to have a tough time with Matisse Thybulle, Zahir Smith, James Ennis. Furkan Korkmaz is going to have a tough time unless he's finding a way to shoot 50% from 3 and dropping 40 points. And guess what? It's not going to happen. All you Furkan Korkmaz fans out there, it's not going to happen. I can't believe there's people actually out there that say, oh, he's young, he's going to develop, he's still got time to grow. Okay. Right. Moral of the story is, let's go Sixers. I follow all the Sixers beat reporters on Twitter, of course, and they're getting hyped up. They're getting antsy. Coverage starts soon, right? You even already have Flyers preseason games. And the Flyers start a little bit before the Sixers, but you're starting to get there. You're starting to get there. And I lose sleep thinking about the Sixers. That's how excited I am for this Sixers season. It's one of the most anticipated seasons that we have had in a long time. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see what Ben brings to the table, to Joel Embiid being in shape, to Al Horford and his veteran presence defensively and what he can bring to the table with the squad. Josh Richardson, like, come on. I'm pumped to hear and to see what Josh Richardson can do for this team. We had problems defending two guards last year. He can provide that. Now, we lose some three-point shooting ability because he's not the same sharpshooter as J.J. Redick, but he can still hit the three. So how is he going to be implemented? How is he going to be a force for this team? The defense. I'm so pumped about the defense of this team. They're so long. They're so athletic. Let me know your thoughts down below. Sixers training camp coming soon. Let's go. See you guys next time.